Hey, this is Lurid Sorcerer. I picked up a new webcam and a PS3 controller from Ross, which is kind of like a Big Lots sort of store. Not exactly like that, but the same kind of thing. They mostly deal with clothes. They have other crap too. It is this Mercury, I guess, with a K instead of a C. It was $9, and well, judge for yourself. That's what I'm recording this video with. I got some lights on me. Still can't seem to get a decent frame rate that I'm looking for. Smeary. But what do you want for $9? It's got a built-in mic. As you can see, this isn't it. I'm not using it. It doesn't pick stuff up very well, especially from, what am I, like 2 or 3 feet away from it. It didn't pick up anything. It's got a built-in light. This just blinds me when I'm looking at the camera lens. So that's not very handy. For $9, I think it's not bad, especially if you're not being serious with it, which I guess you could argue I'm not. So judge for yourself whether or not that's something you want to get. However, the main point of this video, the feature presentation, if you will, is this. This is the C4G, I guess is the brand name, Dualshock gamepad. Yes, they ripped off the Dualshock name, and as you'll see in a moment, they ripped off the exact design of the PlayStation 3 controllers. It's kind of hard to see because of my not very good webcam, but it is exactly like a DualShock 3 official controller, with a couple reservations. Yeah, it's getting a lot of glare. You probably can't see that at all. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. That looks just like a DualShock 3. I'll get some close-up shots once I get out of the package, but you'll see that the square, triangle, circle, and X designations on the buttons and faces is not exact. They are fancied up. Like there's a circle within a circle, triangle within a triangle, square within a square, and I'm not sure how to explain the X. You'll see it. And the PS button, you think they'd put like their logo or something there? It's just black. Aside from that, the design looks exact. And I'll get it out of the package and get you some close-up shots here in a second. Okay, I have the package open. I've learned a very important lesson about life. Buy a utility knife. It'll come in handy, especially around Christmas time. Okay, this is an official PlayStation 3 Sony DualShock 3 controller. You move it around in the light so you can see all the fine details of it. And we'll flip it over and check out the back side where it has a label on it. It's got your serial number, some junk. I don't even know if you can see that. But there's a label back there with some stuff on it. Not terribly important, but it's there. Now brace yourselves. This is the C4G. I don't even remember what it was. Yeah, C4G. Yeah, I'm not shitting you. This is the other controller. It looks exactly the same. We flip it over. Except there's no label back there. There's just a little matte black thing. I guess that's covering up the battery. I really have no idea. I haven't taken this apart or anything. It feels cheaper, but the shape is the same. It's lighter, but it has the same shape. It feels like the 6-axis controllers before they started putting the vibrating motors in DualShock 3 controllers. That's what it feels like. But it's not see-through like those. Yeah, try that. If you have a 6-axis that doesn't have vibration features in it, hold it up to light and you can see through the plastic. This you can't. Let me see if I can get a tight shot of the buttons so you can get a look at those. Official Sony DualShock 3 controller right there. There's the C4G. Like I was saying earlier, triangle within a triangle, square within a square, circle within a circle, and whatever they're doing with this X. Whatever you want to call that. Okay, I am now running my PS3, and I got that controller plugged in through the USB cord it came with. It continues the theme of looking exactly like the official thing, but feeling like it's made of cheaper material. So here it is. So, yeah, no PS logo on the power button, I guess it would be. No Sony or PlayStation logo right here. This one doesn't, but I saw some at Ross that actually said DualShock 3 on the top here, but it was upside down from what the official controller would have. It does have the lights on the top. I don't think those are going to come up through the video. It doesn't look like it. But it has the 4 lights on it to tell you what player you are. But right now I am player 1 and 2 and a little bit of 3. But yeah, it does work. I've been pressing some buttons. You're probably not hearing that. Nope, not at all. But yeah. Let's play some Metal Gear Solid 4. Yes, I pressed the X button there, and it did register. I was able to get through the menus and start up the game and everything. So let's see what happens. Now, if I wanted to get really fancy, I probably would have brought down my HD PVR and plugged the PlayStation 3 through it, but we're not doing anything fancy. We're just showing off this controller. There we go, Metal Gear Solid 4. Like you never saw it before, at 12 frames a second. I forget where I am. Let's find out. Oh, fabulous. I'm in the darkest part of the game. Okay, I think from here I'm going to unplug the controller. Let's see if I can use it wirelessly. No, I cannot. The controller died immediately, so either the battery's dead or it doesn't have a battery. Plugged it back in, and here we go. R1 works. So we got L1 and R1. And L2 and R2 are stiff, but they work just fine. They're really stiff, actually. But, yeah. Left analog is working. Right analog works. There's R3. I know there is. Yes, I hear whistling. I don't think... I don't think L3 does anything, so... triangle works. I can lean up against the wall. Square isn't doing anything right now, but it's not supposed to. I'm getting an error, little beep. So the button press is going through. Circle works. X works. Select works. Start works. All the buttons work. I'll probably leave it plugged in for a while and see if the battery charges up, but I'm starting to suspect there just might not be one in it. Let me shoot somebody in the head here. Ooh. Kinda not so good going right on this right analog stick. It's got a dead spot there. Actually, it's got a rather large dead zone in all directions. So, for Call of Duty, I would not recommend this controller. Just putting people to sleep for fun here. Yeah, so the controller works. I'm not certain it works wirelessly. And now that I think about it, I don't remember seeing anything on the packaging about wireless controls. So, yeah, not a whole lot of precision with this thing. Oops. I killed a guy I wasn't supposed to. Oh well. Vehicle. Vehicle, patrol this. Boom. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, so let's summarize. It works. It looks like the real thing. But it's not horribly precise. It looks like the official one is not as good as the official one. So yes, mission failed, but it came pretty close. Hey, we are back at my desktop, and I have the cheap C4G controller plugged into my computer right now via USB. I have USB drivers for Dualshock 3 controllers. It is called Motion Enjoy, but this is part of the Motion Enjoy interface. Not all of it, because the webcam delightfully captures at 640 by 480, and I wanted to match that, so you're not really going to see a whole lot. Right here it's set to be an Xbox 360 controller, which is pretty nice for games like Fallout 3, which have they have built-in bindings for those controllers, so that it's the same whether you're playing it on an Xbox or your PC. I think it was pretty cool. You can see my controller is being detected, otherwise it would say it's waiting for one to be connected. And to prove it to you, we're going to open the game controller panel. There it is. It's emulating one of those wireless Xbox controller receivers. It is right there. It's the properties. Move around the joystick there, it's moving around. You can see it is not precise in the least. I have to move it almost 45 degrees to get it to move over, and it pops right back. Very, very imprecise. Right analog works fine. Same problem though. Huge dead zones. And you don't get really any precision at all. All the buttons work. There's the POV hat, which is like the directional pad. See, L1, R1, X, square, circle, triangle. And the PS button doesn't do anything here. Select, start, and of course L3 and R3. The triggers, L2 and R2, they're even worse in terms of precision than the analog sticks are. And I think my right trigger might be broken. It makes this weird clicking noise, like it's getting caught on something in there. and these are pretty much digital, which I'm okay with. I don't really have any major use for having them be analog, but if that's a concern for you, obviously, you probably aren't going to be buying these cheap controllers anyway. The point is, for me, that works. So, now that we've verified that everything works there, we're going to close everything out. And, I am going to mention one thing. I said that this controller was pretty light before. I'm very certain it's because there's no battery in it. I've had it plugged in for several minutes now. It is not retaining any charge whatsoever. So I do believe that there is no battery in this whatsoever. I'll probably take it apart a little bit and verify. So if I just unplug this USB wire out of it, it's just going to shut off. There's no battery in here to hold a charge. But for buying a controller for $12 or $13 to instead of one that's $60, if you're just going to plug it into your PC, or you're just going to not really be that far away from your PS3, or you have a nice long cable, you can't really go wrong. It does work. It's not a very good controller, but you wouldn't expect it to be. If you're just going to be plugging it into your computer, play some like Super Nintendo or N64 emulators or something, you don't really need that precise of control. It'll work fine for that. That's probably what I'm going to end up using it for. Stuff like playing Phantasy Star Online. It's going to work pretty well for that. So let's wrap this video up. The webcam, short version of that is, if you want a good webcam, you're not going to want that webcam. Not a surprise there. I don't feel like I got as good a deal as I did out of this controller, though. The controller, it works. I am going to use it. It was worth the money I spent on it. I'm going to give the webcam a thumbs sideways. Not really up or down. Probably more towards down. And I'm going to give this controller a thumbs up for the cost. It is a pretty decent deal. There are other ones at at Ross that did have wireless support, and obviously must have had batteries in them then. I probably should have picked up one of those, but honestly I couldn't tell a difference. I didn't look close enough at the packaging. It doesn't say this one's wireless. Okay, hope you were semi-entertained by this video. And next time I see some weird crap floating around at a store, and I have money in my pocket that I should probably be keeping instead of spending, I'll probably spend it to make a video, and I hope you enjoy that too. Alright, talk to you guys later. This is Lurid Sorcerer signing off.